It's Jasmine Nicole, and welcome to Weight with Jazz, a safe space for the obese, the overweight, those who just want to lose weight, and myself to share our weight journeys and a little bit of my life too. Real quick, I used to be 284 pounds 12 years ago. Dropped 115 pounds through intermittent fasting and running, which was my choice of cardio. Put me at 175, chose to embrace the final 40 plus weight loss through GLP1 brand medication, Zepbound. And now I'm currently on a Tirzepatide compound, 7.5 Tirzepatide compound as a split dose. I am currently at my goal weight of 130 pounds. So I split my dose and I inject 3.75 milligrams of Tirzepatide compound weekly. So remember I told you guys that I was going to come back with some information on GLP1 alternatives and non-GLP1 alternatives. So first let's just tap into the direct GLP1 alternatives in case there's a situation where Tirzepatide compound gets compromised, the production of it, the distribution of it. We do know that it was some recent news about the Zepbound vials being released and officially released as of August 27th, 2024 through Lilly Direct, which is a service that just streamlines Lilly's the coordination and the distribution of Lilly's medications through assortment of telehealth providers through Lilly Direct. So pretty much is essentially putting Lilly in complete control, and these vials are available for cash payers through Lilly Direct. And that is the just as of now for that. However, this still can cause some gray areas as far as the continuation of Tirzepatide compounds through the compound market. However, there has not been any type of recent updates stating new cease and desist letters sent to more telehealth providers or compound providers. So as of now, many telehealth providers are still providing the compound because it has not been declared by the FDA for the providers to cease providing that service because the shortage of Zepbound and Mounjaro is relieved. So that's not relieved according to the FDA at this time, just why, the compound, the Tirzepatide compound specifically, is still up and running and available. However, I'm a person of plan B's, C's, D's, and all of going down the alphabet if it's absolutely necessary. So I know everybody has unique situations in regard to this medication. Many are still in the weight loss phase of this medication, and then some are in the maintenance phase of the medication. Both categories still need the medication to continue moving forward in this weight management life, right? Whether you're losing the weight or you're just maintaining the weight. So I feel like this is super important because I am in maintenance, and also this thing is pricey as well. So it's good to just know alternative options. Y'all know I don't plan on getting off of this medication. I plan on remaining on this medication at split and even microdose. As right now I'm on a microdose of 10 units. I told you guys how I felt. I felt like my suppression was really strong, stronger than usual in the reverse mode. So towards the end of the week, I'm going into the beginning of the week, my suppression was still strong on a microdose as a result of me switching my injection site to my thigh for the very first time, okay? So I honestly think I experienced a reset and a reintroduction of some side effects due to me switching the injection site. But that does not deter me from, of course, using this medication. I know what is expected with this medication, and when you're taking it, sometimes it's process of elimination when you're trying to figure out certain situations such as weight stalls and possibly not feeling the efficacy of the medication and so forth. But going back to the GLP-1 alternatives and non-GLP-1 alternatives, we're going to go to the GLP-1 first. So let's say Tirzepatide is halted, whether temporarily or permanent. Let's say that's halted and only distributed upon medical necessity that's provided by the provider. Okay? So therefore, the production is drastically decreased for 503A pharmacies, which are the pharmacies that we are client patients of. Okay? The 503B pharmacies is a mass production pharmacies, typically allotted for hospitals and emergency settings and stuff like that. That's the larger level, a larger scale of production. This is the 503A pharmacies provide an individual, customized service in production of this medication. So, options. No more Tirzepatide, hypothetically, right? So what do? Well, there are options. You remember Liraglutide, and this is options for those who have diabetes and not just dealing with chronic obesity, okay? Liraglutide was the first diabetic GLP-1 medication. And of course, it gave a side effect of weight loss. Not as grand as Tirzepatide, not at all, but it still gave a side effect of weight loss. And it was still surprising. People were attracted to it. And I believe it was also given off-label. Like a lot of medications in general are given off-label if it's deemed to be, beneficial to the patient by the physician. And specifically weight loss related medication that may be geared to the diabetic community, if it's appropriate to assist a patient who doesn't have diabetes for the weight loss effect, if approved by that physician, they could get it prescribed off-label. So that was a situation for Liraglutide, because that was specifically diabetes medication, right? Just like Ozempic initially was just diabetic medication as Semaglutide. Saxenda came into play after Liraglutide. Saxenda, which is also Liraglutide, FDA approved for weight loss. You see how this is trend. This is a trend and a pattern that has taken place, and the investors have jumped on and created their plans, such as Eli Lilly, who created Mounjaro, right, for diabetes patients. Saw it was getting off-label prescribed, and it had a great effect on weight loss, and it can help the chronic obesity community. So Lilly launched Zepbound for chronic weight management. Similar on the lines to Liraglutide with Victoza, then Saxenda for weight loss. Now, these are options, but the data is a little lower. But the common denominator is that it's a GLP-1 medication and that it does produce weight loss results. You still need to exercise. You still need to abide by a healthy eating routine, especially on the lower end of the GLP-1 medications, because these do produce weight loss results, but they're lower than usual. And I know Liraglutide could be, about 5% of your body weight. They average about 20 pounds or so. But then again, it's all depending on how you apply this medication and your lifestyle. So although the data says that, this is just individualistic to me. It's very subjective. So if you're a person who can be active, who can make sure you remain in a deficit, and just need a little bit of that suppression, the Liraglutide, I'll give it to you. Whether it's Saxenda as the brand, if you want to stay branded, or Victoza as the brand for diabetes patients. So Saxenda as the Liraglutide brand would be for obesity, and Liraglutide Victoza would be for diabetes. So that is an option. Another GLP-1 option is straight Semaglutide. You can switch from Tirzepatide to Semaglutide. Some people have reservations with that. I'm one of them, primarily because of the side effects. Now, let me get this twisted, okay? Because the side effects are definitely prominent with Tirzepatide. They are. And you would think it would be because it's a dual agonist. They're dealing with two prongs, okay? The GIP and the GLP. And then the higher in dose you get, the stronger things get, the effects get heavier. And from the stories that I've seen and the data I've reviewed, I'm like, although this is a single prong, Semaglutide is a single prong agonist, it has powerful side effects that overpower Tirzepatide side effects, in my opinion. I feel like the side effects with Semaglutide are much more stronger than Tirzepatide. And then understanding that switching from one specifically different type of GLP-1 to another GLP-1 medication, completely different type of GLP-1 medication, is going to cause the body a reset too, in my opinion. And it's going to cause a readjustment and a reintroduction of said side effects. So it's kind of like you're starting over again in a sense, and you got to get reacquainted and adjusted. But it is still an option. So Semaglutide is an option for diabetes patients, the Ozempic users, for the Wegovy users, for weight loss management, because Ozempic followed the same line of the trend, started the diabetes medication, then noticed that it gave that extremely massive side effect of weight loss that took the world by storm, as if Semaglutide hadn't been around for over 20 years, just as Semaglutide before it was branded as Ozempic. As soon as that wave came about, then it's like, oh, this thing is really making people lose a lot of weight, and it's causing a shortage. Diabetic patients are not able to get their medication because of the demand of off-label prescriptions. So many people are having the Ozempic medication off-label, causing the shortage. So then here comes Wegovy for chronic weight management. So you see how it's the same pattern used for the layout of these incretin medications for diabetes, and then they eventually turn into another set of the same medication, but just FDA approved for chronic weight management. So that looks like that's just the medication model when it comes to the diabetes medication, and then creating the chronic obesity medication through the same brand. Went through it, we're just going to go through it again. Semaglutide, you can transition from Tirzepatide to Semaglutide. You can transition from Tirzepatide to Liraglutide. But Liraglutide is lower in data, so if you want something more higher in data, it would be more advantageous to transition from Tirzepatide to Semaglutide. See how that works. If that doesn't really work out well, you can see, you know, if you're approved for the Liraglutide. Now, Liraglutide is still branded. It will be under Victoza and Saxenda. But however, there is a generic Victoza available on the market now. I believe I announced that in one of my previous GLP1 news update videos. Because Victoza has reached its expiration of patent, so now it is available for generic use, which makes it cheaper. So check that video out if you're interested in it. That is a viable option. Non-GLP1 options goes into the land of peptides. Peptides excluding Tirzepatide and Semaglutide. There are a whole host of other peptides, folks, that contribute to weight loss, that contribute to appetite suppression. There are a non-GLP1 alternative that my provider offers, as well as other medi-spas, and it may be advantageous for you. Think about it. You can use it with the GLP1 med that you want, or you can use it alone by itself and experiment with it as just maintenance, or just experiment with it as being your weight loss tool only, separate from GLP1. And that is lipotropic MIC, also known as Lipo-C. It's like the short acronym of it, but the actual terminology is lipotropic MIC, MIC, and it's a combination of an assortment of minerals and vitamins in an injection to boost your metabolism, which serves as a fat burner. Because when your metabolism is boosted, you burn fat. My telehealth provider provides this as an add-on, and there are medi-spas who also provide this shot. They also provide a separate B12 shot too, but my provider offers the lipotropic shot plus the B12 injection, so it's a combo. And this would be great. I'm thinking about over time maybe experimenting with this as just being a maintenance tool alone without GLP-1 medication. But as of now, what I would do is continue my real low dose or micro dosing or split dosing my GLP-1 compound before the lipotropic. Add that in to help target the stubborn areas where fat lie that is really difficult to get, such as the thighs, arms, stomach, and that's specifically behind lipotropic MIC or Lipo-C, okay? And these are just options, alternatives to consider. And it is safe. It is safe. You can look it up, you research. I don't know who your provider is, but chime into your telehealth provider to see if they have this as an option. I think it's a great tool. You can couple it with the GLP-1. So you have the appetite suppression. That's what that is, the appetite suppression, and delayed, the gastric delaying. And then from the Lipo-C shot, you have the boost of metabolism through the minerals and vitamins that contribute to fat burning in the stubborn areas. So you're going to hit the appetite suppression, and then you also can still hit those real difficult areas for fat loss. So, I mean, to each his own. All information I provide y'all, please do your own research. Apply it at your own will. I'm just telling you the things that I'm considering within this journey, within this life. Excuse me, it's no longer a journey. This is my weight management life. And, you know, I'm trying to get to a certain image, and I want certain areas of fat minimized, and some fat deposits in certain areas are just hard to get to. So this would be helpful. So we will see. that could possibly be an option. You guys check it out. I will get at you the next video. Be real.